Welcome to Parchment Update, an interview series from the Parchment Community Library to bring your community closer to you. I'm Karen Woodworth, Library Ambassador. Joining me today is Connar Klock, Director for the Kindleberger Summer Festival of the Performing Arts Youth Show. Thank you for being here today.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm excited to talk.
Well, great. Well, please start by telling us about this year's show.
Oh, this year's show is the very UnMerry Adventures of Robin Hood. It's an exciting play, and all of the kids are having such a fantastic time, which for me is what it's really kind of about, having the kids get together and have a joyful beginning to their summer making theater. So the story follows Robin Hood and his band of merry men and Marian, Will Scarlet, Little John, all of some of our favorites, the sheriff, Friar Tuck, and many of them are trying to save Sherwood Forest from being cut down by the sheriff, who wants to turn it into a sulfur mine.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good.
I thought it was an excellent selection given the location of the play. In Kindleberger Park, there are these magnificent, beautiful, tall trees. And just the thought of us experiencing a play about preserving those trees while surrounded by them, had a big impact for me.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's one of the advantages of outdoor theater too, but particularly for this show, it sounds like the atmosphere is going to be such a big part of it.
Yeah.
Well, what can you tell us about the cast?
They're young people, ages, a wide range of ages. We have people from 9 all the way to 18 in the play. And some of them were involved before, some of them are new, some are families that just moved to town, but they're all slowly, well, I guess not slowly because we're at this point and they're all in love with each other, but it was a slow, gradual process for all of these people from different places to start really working together and really starting to wow, we want to hang out together. We want to, interact with each other more. We're starting to become a bit of a family. And that's one of the best bits about doing theater, I think, is that community that you build, the family that you build with doing it. And it's exciting to watch them all be able to have that with each other and make new connections, make new friends on a new experience.
Yeah. And that just sounds like such a wonderful thing to bring people together. And it certainly seems true that, when you do an effort like this, it just really does bring you closer. You get to know people on a much more deeper and personal level. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of things going on stage. What would you like us to be sure to notice in the production?
Great question. Big fan of noticing and not analyzing. The big thing that I would like people to be able to take away is how they treat their friends, or try to notice maybe how Robin treats the people around him and the culmination of those actions. I think that's something that I might want people to really kind of notice is, how do you treat your friends? How do you treat the people that support you? And are you maybe taking them for granted?
Interesting. Thank you for that. Well, I noticed that this is your second year directing at the Kindleberger Summer Festival of Performing Arts. So I'm wondering, what stands out to you about the experience?
It's a great question as well. Kindleberger, for me, I direct usually dramas. Usually they're very sad. Usually they're, involved with some sort of trauma of some sort. They're involving real, under the ground humanist issues. I'm the artistic director at Queer Theater Kalamazoo. So I deal with a lot of themes of, related to queer new plays. So usually I have to be stuck in that kind of not depressing, but depressing area. when I work with Kindleberger, it's an opportunity for me to be able to put all of that aside and just have a great time with young people who remind me of why I enjoy doing what I do. It brings me right back to when I was 14 and I was in my very first play, and feeling those feelings of, wow, this is something that's different and magical, and not getting so bogged down in all of the rest of the work of it. Doing Kindleberger reminds me of that inspiration, and the youth play specifically, because this is some of their first opportunities to do theater. It's inspiring to me. They inspire me. They really do. I'm so
Wow.
proud of them.
All right. Well, that's pretty great. And so before we wrap up today, what final thoughts would you like to share?
Come and see the shows, of course. That's what I want everyone to do. I want that it's free. There are plenty of vendors there that will be there to be able to support local artisans, local businesses. Come and spend the day at Kindleberger Park with your family. Buy a hot dog at the tent and enjoy some plays.
Yeah, and free is something that I keep forgetting to mention, but yes, free. All the Kindleberger
Right.
Festival parts are free. It's just
Yeah.
really amazing to be able to have this every summer right here in the community.
Mhm.
Okay, so the Very UnMerry Adventures of Robin Hood, 5:30 p.m. Wednesday through Friday, July 12th through 14th, and 3:30 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday, July 15th and 16th. Be sure to bring a lawn chair or a blanket to sprawl out on. All right, well, thank you so much for taking the time today to tell us about the show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me today, Karen.